What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, how is everyone doing today on this great evening? Thank you so much once again, taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune in to yet another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. You know, this is the program where we kick back, talk about what's trending, what's happening in the world of sports, politics, and pop culture. We simply just, again, I go back to the word conversation. I consider myself a conversationalist. Um, I'm a long-winded guy. I love to talk. I talk more even past the the period of this show, out the length of this show. Hell, that's why we're on every day. And by the way, that reminds me to let you guys know you can tune into new episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays. Look, weeknights, my friends, weeknights available on all podcast platforms as well as streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. Okay, YouTube and Rumble. Let's see what else do we got going on. You can also chime into the show uh on the radio on the FM airwaves. You can tune into our program Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on our radio affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM, straight talk out the metro Atlanta area. Um, Literally, we actually got back some reports of the viewership numbers out there in the Georgia area. So I want to thank you all who tune into the program on a regular. Those who are fans of the show. Hey, if you're not fans, I still love you because you tune into the program. So I appreciate it, man. We're looking really good. And again, we're one of the newest programs on WDJY 99.1 FM. So again, I'm truly grateful, and we want to keep on giving you great conversation with great interviews, great stories. We want to just keep you relaxed while you're driving, or if you probably just sitting around, listen to us online as well as to WDJYFM.com. That's another way you can tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show. But I do appreciate those who support the program. We have a lot of stuff in store for you on this evening. Let me see what we have going on with our topics today. Once again, there's another child going viral for having a public temper tantrum. I mean, causing havoc in a grocery store. I'll play you that video later on. For those who are watching, you can check it out. If you're listening to the program, you can just go on our YouTube channel and watch that video as well. Also, another member of the Combs family has been served with a lawsuit. We'll talk a little more in the program with that. Also, the cheap shot seen around the world. I'm talking about in recent game between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe their strong safety. I'm a mispronounce his name, but their strong safety did a late cheap shot hit on their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and of course it caused hell. The gentleman did apologize to Lawrence, but he said that he wants an apology as well, basically. And then his coach, the head coach of the Houston Texans, actually said, well, shame on Trevor for even blaming. It's disgusting to even to accuse a guy. And we're just like, wait, what? You do know your player literally just cheap shot me, gave me a concussion, pretty much. Interesting. Also, if we have some time, I'll toss it up to the story that about the long term. What am I saying? The long-standing music group, the Village People. One of the singers from the group defends Trump's use of the song Y.M.C, which is one of their hit songs. And we'll also talk a little about that if we have some time later on in the program. Alrighty. Before we move forward, I always have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth. That's right. It's an all-natural men's grooming line that offers 17 scented beard oils, beard balms, conditioning shampoos, stuff to enhance and take care of your skin. underneath the hair as well as your facial hair. Whether you have a beard, mustache, goatee, look, this is the product for you because we all know, look, fellas, facial hair is the magnet to bacteria and grease. So if we don't take care of it, it's not going to look cute. It's going to have odor. It's going to cause irritation to our skin. It's going to cause hair breakage. Look, if we love our facial hair, don't we want to treat it nice? Don't we want to treat it nice? We got to take care of our body internally as well as externally. So again, I highly recommend Rugged Evolution Beard Care. All you have to do is just visit their website at www.ruggedEvo.com. That is www.ruggedEvo.com. It is the holiday season, so treat that special man in your life or treat yourself to some Rugged Evolution Beard Care products. All righty, look, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our fun fact of the day. You know, a tradition we like to do here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We're going to do a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Welcome back, my friends, to the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We got a lot of great stuff in store for you. As you know, for those who are regulars, now for those who are unfamiliar with the program, we like to do something I call Fun Fact of the Day, where I basically find a quick fun fact just to give, educate y'all, something that you can use to start a conversation, or just to have under the, have some under the sleeve, because a lot of folks always love to know a quick fun fact they were unaware of. So today's fun fact is, did you guys know that honey never spoils? All right. It says here that archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs. Let me repeat that. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs. Now, personally, I think that's pretty unique. Does it still taste, as sweet as if you buy just regular store-bought honey? Like, I mean, what does that taste like? So I think that's pretty cool. The fact that honey never spoils. I wish that it was like that for a lot of things, but yeah, it doesn't work that way. I will still feel a little skeptical to try some honey that, well, I don't know. Let me not sound like a hypocrite, because we all like a good aged wine. We all like a good aged bourbon. So I can see that being quite interesting. So that was that right there, my friends, was our fun fact today. Let's get it going. Let me start you off first with a little bit of craziness, and I do mean craziness, by the way, my friends. So recently, this child, I don't know who she was, but I've shown y'all a previous video of a teen that was just spazzing at her mom because mama said, "I'm cutting you off from your cell phone service." That girl, you would have thought somebody died. She just received the worst news ever. I guess to her she did, because she's addicted to her phone, especially like all teenagers. And I guess what are the Gen X, not Gen, is that what it is, Gen X crowd or something? I don't know the whole generational names, whatever. I know I'm a part of the millennial crew, but people just freak out over when it comes to their devices and and technology. I will say, look, my phone is is a part of me that my work. I have a lot of devices, especially between my wife and I. We have a lot of technology devices. But I would never cause so much hell the way that recent that recent teenager did. I mean, literally the cops had to get involved. That's how crazy she was going. So let me bring up this video of this young girl at a grocery store. Again, given she was over it. I don't know what happened, but I titled this segment, what did I title this? I titled this, there we go. Another kid that needs they ass beat. All right. I'll say it again. Another kid that needs they ass beat. I should have spelled they instead of like they. They need that ass beat. So let me find this. Let me hurry up and find this clip for you. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this is insane. This is insane. Let me play this video for you guys and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all. So, you're probably over here wondering, what is that noise that's occurring? Okay, so let me break it down for you. For those who are listening to us right now, this child could possibly be, I don't know, what, not even 10. I'm gonna say she's not even 10 years old. I'm gonna say at least between 8 and 10. Let's just say that 8 and 10. It looks like she's in a Walmart throwing produce all across the floor, stepping on it. She starts literally throwing everything she can, like, keep her eyes. She goes from one section to the other. Then it gets serious when she starts grabbing like I don't know if she was holding like wine bottles or champagne bottles, some kind of glass bottles, and just tossing them left and right. You hear one lady in the background who I'm assuming is the parent, saying that don't yell at her, she could be the next president. Woo, bad advice, especially in recent times. Like, but when you think about it, I'm like, hey, we've had worse in office. I'm not gonna say any names, but like, here's the issue. Here's the issue, y'all. And look, I might be stepping on some toes because I'm not a parent. I have a dog. I'm the parent of a dog. All right, but I'm not a parent. I'm an uncle. I have 2 nieces and I have a nephew. They're grown. They're teenagers now. Well, 2 are in college, so they're adults, right? They're adults. But here's my beef, and I'm about to hurt a lot of people's feelings. But parents that do not discipline their kids are in line for a huge rude awakening. All right, be expecting hell in the oncoming years, because here's the thing: when you do not advise, when you don't promote that ass whooping at an early stage during their youth, guess what? You are no longer the guardian. You no longer the leader in that. You are no longer in charge. Guess what? Your child is in charge of you. Arrington. Ooh, did I hit a nerve? Ooh, are there some folks saying you don't understand? You are not a parent. What do you do? Let me tell you something. I might not be a parent, but damn it, I am a spectator. And stuff that I've been spectating in my past. Ooh, oh my goodness. Like, I'm sorry. There are some folks that are just was like, were you planning or like a better yet, are you happy being a parent? Like, there's some people that just don't care. They just let them do what they want to do. They just let. I'm sorry. There's folks that are still not fit for parenthood. And maybe, and I could be a little harsh because you can bring up the scenario. Well, maybe their parent might have been as a child, at their age, abused as a kid by their parents. They might have been beaten multiple times, and it just scarred them. It caused PTSD, and they grew up to say, "I will never ever lay a hand on my child, never." And that's what I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna continue to pursue when I'm a parent. I'm gonna be the best parent, much better than my parent. I'm never gonna lay a hand on my child. We're just gonna do the whole timeout and let them, let it drain out of their system. Let that anger just continue to boast out. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, as a child, that I got when I got in trouble, my mama did not play. My daddy did not play. My folks did not play. Okay. My grandmother she man boy got PTSD just thinking about it. Let me tell you something. I learned my lesson. My parents didn't never ever had to worry about an officer being called to the house, a principal, this and that. No. Did I get in trouble from time to time as a kid? Yeah, look, I'm normal. It happens to everybody. Kids are not fully on perfect that will never get in trouble, right? I talked a lot probably during class. I got into little tussles here and there, but that was all. I guarantee you that I listened to my folks. I guarantee you I did not talk back. I guarantee you I did not vandalize property in a store, in public, in front of everybody. This girl did not care. She was looking, she kind of scared me a little because I ain't gonna describe it, but she was just, it was sad. And it was more sad the fact that you have employees that like really trying to stop this girl, and the mom is trying to prevent her. Like, don't touch her, don't yell at her. She could be like, you can't do that to a child. Come, like, look at here. And maybe this really like hits me hard because, guys, I don't know if y'all remember the story a while back that happened in Virginia, actually in the city of Newport News, Virginia, where a 6-year-old child brought a gun into his school and shot his teacher. Almost could have killed her, but he didn't. By the grace of God, she survived. And guess what? She is being well taken care of thanks to the city of Newport News and other groups that had facing a lawsuit. But this 6-year-old was raised in an environment, lives in an environment, and probably was disciplined or probably wasn't. I mean, for the fact that he was such a troubled youth kid, he was 6. He was 6 years old. Again, we just, I showed you a video of the girl spazzing out because she just got her phone taken, but she didn't lay a hand on the mom. She just, but she possibly could have vandalized some stuff. How hard she was stomping. But this is a problem. This is a problem. And this is where I guess those in the, I don't know. I'm just from a different era. I know people that does not discipline their kids, and I'm sorry, but when their kids get old and grown, they become hellraisers. And they act so shocked, like, "Oh, I've done so much for you. How could you do this to me? How could you? Where did I ever go wrong? Where did I ever go wrong? Where did I ever wrong?" It don't take rocket scientists to explain what went wrong. Okay, remember that time when he yelled at you? Remember that time when you told him to do something and he said, "F you, mom, F you, dad. I'm not doing that." And you did nothing, and you just let that happen. Phew. Let me tell you something. As a private school kid, I've encountered so many of those until it scared me. I'm like, did he just? And in a split second, I'm like, let me even try to think about doing that with my folks, especially my mama. Man, my mama would have tore me. She would have had me hanging up on that wall, like how you see the moose heads. That would have been me right there. I with duct tape across my mouth. Like I'm just saying, like it's different, and you can kind of call it. It used to be a joke to say, okay, this was like a cultural thing, like black households, their kids, you never. It was more like in the in the white households, right? Then you grow up and you encounter, because I've encountered families of different cultures where discipline is big time, especially like say in Asian American households, Indian American households, uh um Hispanic like every like it's so unique when we see the discipline aspect of it, right? But then you have some folks that really just don't play. You have now it's just the groups that are just disciplines, anti-disciplinarian. Like it's I can think of so many words right now, but yeah, this girl right here, I don't understand. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. I do not understand why people think that it's okay for kids to run your world and to be in charge, where they can even decide whether they want to even brush their teeth when they wake up, or bathe, or shoot, wear the right clothes in the morning. Like I'm just saying, you're the parent. Act like one. Stop acting like a friend. Stop acting like, "Ooh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad." I don't like you don't want them to hate you. Look, there's gonna be moments. There's gonna be moments where your kids are gonna dislike you. But you know what? At the end of the day, stuff like that happens for the greater good. My mom, my parents, my dad, my all my elders in my family always did stuff that wasn't doing it to bully me. It was to make me better. It was to make sure when I grow up and in the future, I won't have any complication or any issues. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Likewise, my in-laws did not play. You hear me? They did not play. All right. They from a whole different, it's just again, what's your thoughts, my friends? What's your thoughts? For those who are listening and watching us right now, what is your thoughts when it comes to disciplining children? Are you for, spanking? Now, when I mean let me be specific when I mean discipline. Do you mean, spanking? Are you for, pro spanking? Are you for butt whooping? or let me make it easier. Are you pro ass whooping? All right. Are you pro tan that ass up? All right. Or are you the opposite? Are you go in timeout? I'm gonna take something away from you and go in the corner, think about what you've done, and talk to me when you have fully apologized and are aware of the conflict, the bad stuff that you've done. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. I tell you, man, the world we live in, that's all I got to say. The world we live in, what the world needs now is for these kids to get they. All right, let me stop. Let me stop. That might be a hit, though. That might be a hit. You heard it here first. What the world needs now is. Oh my gosh. What do I got next? What do I got next here? Let me digress. Let me move it on to let's move it on to sports. Let's move it on to sports here. So I don't know if you guys heard this, but uh recently the Jacksonville Jaguars competed against the Houston Texans, okay? Compete against the Houston Texans. And one of their players, uh their I believe it was a strong safety by the name of excuse me, he was a linebacker. I stand corrected. Linebacker Aziz Al Shira had literally gave one of the nastiest and cheap, hits. And it was a cheap shot because Trevor Lawrence, excuse me. Trevor Lawrence is the franchise quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was going for a run. He did, which a lot of quarterbacks would do. A quarterback dive, not head first, but like knees first, almost like if they're sliding on in like baseball, trying sliding onto a base. Normally when a quarterback does that, players do not pursue to still hit him because there's okay, he's going down. He does that to avoid contact. And what does this guy do? He says, I want to make a highlight. I want to cause a havoc to this game and make matters even worse. So let me go ahead and play you this. And this was still pretty early in the game, by the way, because it was just a 6 when the score was 6-0. So let me go ahead and find you guys this soundbite, and we'll talk on the other side on it.
Many special people.
No, there's no doubt that Trevor represents them well. And oh my, that'll be Alshire, who's flagged for the big hit on the slide, and that's going to start a little bit of a scrum afterwards as the Jaguars come in to protect their QB. Oh my goodness.
So right there, guys, right there, Trevor Noah is literally I keep on saying Trevor Noah, Arrington, get it together. Trevor Lawrence is literally unconscious. It was the dirtiest hit you could possibly imagine. Concussion galore because he really went straight forward to his head. And players from the Jacksonville Jaguars like, oh hell no, that's my quarterback. So they went after for the attack, caused a huge brawl, fines going everywhere. I mean, it was intense. It was intense to the point where that player Aziz Shire was ejected. Fans were throwing things at that individual, like literally throwing straight at his head, bottles, trash, you name it. And it wasn't pretty at all. Okay, it was not pretty at all. And the worst part is it could have been a career-ending injury. And here's the thing. Yes, football is already a high-intensity contact sport. I've talked about it many times on the show that the average career span in the NFL has continued to shrink down each and every year. It's at around like 2 years, maybe 2.5. You got players that are just now starting their NFL careers. They turn out to retire. They retire before they're even 30. They retire before they're even 28 years old because they know how dangerous it is on their body. Let me go ahead and play you just a little bit of the comments. This was actually from another program, the Ricky Cobb Show from Outkick. He's a guy that usually speaks a lot on sports. He kind of combines the sports, politics, brings a little humor to it. Here's just a few minutes. I'm not going to give you the whole shebang, but this is what he had to say in regards to that dirty hit that occurred during that game. And I'll talk a little more on this story because so many events has occurred. Usually it's just a common, okay, this guy gets ejected. What's going to be the suspension? Keep it moving. But it's been getting kind of soap opera-esque. You know what I mean? Like this is a story that's continuing to lengthen out. You're like, okay, why are we still talking about this? So let me go ahead and play you this soundbite with Ricky Cobb of the Ricky Cobb Show, and then I'll meet you on the other end.
Trevor Lawrence took a hard hit, a dirty hit from Houston Texans linebacker Aziz Alshire. And he went into that fencing posture, Ronnie, that we see from Tua.
Yep.
on a couple of the really nasty hits that Tua has taken. And a big part of why a lot of people were saying that Tua should consider retiring from the league. Lawrence was attempting to slide. He was in the process of sliding, and he just got teed up by Alshire. Ronnie, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, there's times when I'm watching games and I understand that we all don't understand how fast everything is moving, and that, sometimes a player's gone into like, I'm going to tackle you mode before he sees the guy give himself up. But this one felt like it was pretty egregious. Like Lawrence was clearly not running like a regular runner, and he just lit his ass up. I mean, and it was high. It was like a car crash, Ricky.
Yeah, it was like a car crash, and I think
like a car crash. You hear me? Like a car crash. Stephen A. Smith, the day after that game had already said he should be suspended at least 2 games. Now the suspension's already out. He's been suspended for 3 games. But here's the interesting thing, that the GM as well as the head coach of the Houston Texans are defending this player, not Trevor Lawrence. No, their player Azeez Al-Shaair, who he said again, he apologized, but then he went straight for, well, the fans are being very racist and disrespectful. And I'm like, dude, don't try and cover this up like that. No, look, you were in the wrong. Not saying that that means you earn the right to be called out, a racial slur, because that's what he's saying. That's from the player of the Houston Texans saying. But when you do such a vicious and dirty thing in a sport where, yes, it's a business, but you still want to be respectful to your opponents, that was a disrespectful move. Guess what? The fans of that player, they're going to get disrespectful to you. Let me read you this from the Often Sports. It says here that Texans head coach facing heavy backlash for insensitive comments on Trevor Lawrence injury. It says here that the NFL handed out 3-game suspension to Houston Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair recently for his late hit on Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, a play that knocked Lawrence out the game with the concussion. Now, in a memo sent to the team, the league pointed to violation of rules intended to protect the health and safety of players and promote sportsmanship as the reason for Al-Shaair's suspension. Now, the 27-year-old linebacker took accountability for what happened, sort of, issuing an apology to Lawrence the day after the game on X, throwing shade at reporters and fans on social media for vilifying him over the play. Again, you got to take credit for what you did. You did that. Own up to it. Own up to your wrongdoing. That's the problem with so many folks nowadays, man. They don't want to get the wake-up call. You were wrong. Own it. Don't be freaking complaining and whining and saying, well, I'm not liking the way you're talking to me, and I'm not like, dude, it was a dirty ass hit. Own it. Says here, and while Jaguars fans, NFL fans, and several NFL analysts feel Al-Shaair was clearly at fault for launching himself forearms first into Trevor Lawrence's head and neck area after he clearly slid and became a defensive player. The Texans are trying their best to cast away some of the disclosures that resulted in labeling Al-Shaair as a dirty player. Says here that Texans general manager Nick Caserio went on a 3-minute and 35-second, to be exact, rant while dropping a few expletives while blaming the NFL for suspending Al-Shaair in multiple games and trying to point him as a dirty player. Because that's what he is. That's what he freaking is. He's a dirty player. Why? You are an NFL general manager. If you can't see that, man, you are just blinded than Stevie Wonder. The Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans, who's a former player of the Houston Texans, which again, he's still kind of in the rookie stages of coaching them. You would think he would have some, high point of a sportsmanship. Boy, was I wrong. It says here that the head coach also addressed the incident on recently, and he took some heavy criticism on social media for suggesting that Lawrence's injury was his own doing for trying to skirt the rules to protect quarterbacks. What in the world? Now, again, D'Amico Ryan, I believe, was a linebacker as well when he was playing in the league. I'm reading a quote from him. He says, "It's twofold, right? A lot of the quarterbacks in this day and age try to take advantage of the rule where they slide late and they try to get an extra yard. A lot of those onus is on the defender, right?" Now, I read more. It says, whether it's on the sideline or it's on the quarterback, you don't know what a guy's thinking. You don't know if a guy will stand up and continue to run. You don't know. And then you get a late slide and you hit the guy. Unfortunate that Trevor got hurt. We hope Trevor's okay, but it's also if we're sliding, we have to get down. Obviously that pissed off a lot of folks. I'm my little PO just reading this. Let me break it down. So I see that he is supporting his players by all means. I think that's huge respect, between a coach and his players and his staff. But again, in this case, there's another way you can say. You don't have to really respond by making it look like you're just blaming, saying no, he was in the wrong, he was wrong for it, that this, that, and the other. But you trying to say, okay, Trevor's also in the wrong for doing it. No. Like, I don't know. Maybe that must be your kind of style when you were playing back in the league. But it's insane. A gentleman on, I don't know who this guy is. He might be a sports reporter, but Jared Smith said on X, manipulation is when someone blames you for your reaction to their bad behavior, but never wants to discuss the disrespect that triggered it. Do better, D'Amico. Yes, so he's a second-year head coach. So I said he's still kind of in the rookie stages as a head coach. This is just a lesson learned, especially when it comes to the wording, man, because this is ridiculous. Another person left a comment saying, I just lost so much respect for him. He would not feel this way if it were CJ, and saying the team's response wrong. Yikes. Another person said, this disgraceful lack of accountability is what is wrong with so many people and so many companies these days. Shows the true colors of the Texans as an organization, where with zero accountability, it's always someone else's fault. I mean, they're not lying. There's so many other comments I can read, but what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? After I showed the clip right there. We've all seen the video. If you were the head coach, if you were D'Amico Ryan, would you, for one, defend your player that was ejected and since then has got suspended for 3 games? Would you continue to defend him and say, well, really, I blame the person that got hurt? Like, would you do that call? Like, I feel as though like some of the long-standing coaches in the league right now, like a Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers or Andy Reid, I doubt it. I doubt that they would. Even Mike McCarthy, Dallas Cowboys coach. He's been coaching head coach for quite a long time. I don't think guys like him would do something like that or would say something like that. I think it's a huge rookie mistake from D'Amico Ryan. I think he's going to lose a lot. I mean, obviously he's lost some respect from just a few people I've read that was on social media that left comments, but I think that was a poor choice of words to say, sir. I think that was a poor choice of words to say. Because I'll go back. There's a huge size difference. There was a momentum difference. Okay. Your linebacker, a massive, strong guy, went full speed ahead to a guy that was considered defenseless. He went straight for his head. He went straight for his head. That could have been a career-ending injury. Career-ending. And you want to go ahead and say, well, I mean, there's two at fault. There's really two at fault. Think about it. Give me a break, dude. Grow up. Grow up. That was such a poor thing to say. But that's just me. Let me not continue to whine on that. My friends, look, we're gonna take another commercial break. Thank you for staying with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere, and do me a favor, do not change that dial. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. What is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Again, be sure to follow me at the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram. You can also follow my personal, which is my name, just Arrington Gavin. The show, obviously, is at the Arrington Gavin Show. So please follow both of them. I'll truly appreciate it. Make me feel so much better inside. Make me feel like I have friends. Also, you can follow us on Substack. At the Arrington Gavin Show .substack, as well as X. Okay, at the Arrington Gavin Show. We're on multiple platforms. We are working on getting to the platform Blue Sky as well. So we're gonna be working on that very soon. So we're just trying to stay in the know. Stay a little up to speed with all the technology and all the new social media platforms. So look, let me digress. Let's move it on to our next story here. Yeah, we're looking good with time. So another Combs, as I mentioned before, has been hit with huge allegations and lawsuits in regards to assault. This time it is Christian Combs, aka King Combs, who is Sean Diddy Combs' twin, looks just like his father. I mean, back in the day, I think they used to be a good thing, but now it's like, not. I'm sorry to break it to you, buddy. But yeah, recently he was hit with a lawsuit. He was served with some papers regarding an assault claim. Okay. Says here, this is reported by Vibe. Let me read it for you. It says here that, okay, obviously the drama surrounding the Combs family just keeps on going. They're not lying. The youngest son, of Diddy's children, Christian Combs, was allegedly served legal paperwork recently at his father's Miami mansion in the connection to multiple accusations. Now, according to In Touch Weekly, a woman named Grace Omar K, had someone delivered the filing to Combs, whom she's accusing of assault, battering, and sexual assault and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Allegedly, Omar K endured a horrifying ordeal while working as a stewardess aboard a yacht Diddy chartered in July of 2022. What she says was pitched as a wholesome family outing, alleged turned into what she described as a chaotic scene involving drug use, sex work, and unwanted gestures. She also said that, okay, so Amarke, who is represented by attorney Tyrone Blackburn, claims Christian became inappropriately interested in her during the trip, pressuring her to take shots and later assaulting her in an isolated room. She says the incident derailed her career in the yachting industry, led to an emotional and physical distress, and even caused a breakup between her and her longtime partner. This is just another lewd and meritless claim from Tyron Blackburn, just like what he filed in the Rodney Jones lawsuit, which he still has not served, stated Aaron Dyer, attorney for both Combs and his father, Sean Diddy Combs. Says here, this is read by the attorney as well, Combs' attorney. This complaint is filled with the same kind of manufactured lies and irrelevant facts we've come to expect from Blackburn. Now, Dyer added, this is exactly why the federal judge in New York slapped him 2 days ago for a pattern of behavior improperly, cases in federal court and garnered media attention, embarrassed defendants with salacious allegations, and pressured defendants to settle quickly, and why he was referred to the disciplinary committee in the Southern District of New York. We'll be filing a motion to dismiss this outrage claim. Let's see here. King Combs, or again, Christian Combs, comes as the bad boy CEO sits in jail awaiting his trial, which is to begin next year. Now, in addition to the disgraced music mogul, has been denied bond multiple times and faces up to 15 years if convicted. Despite all of the allegations against him, Diddy has maintained his innocence, and his children have supported his stance, as they should. I know this is a very difficult process to witness your dad. This is really, 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 really tough on them. It's a tough holiday season, I know, for them. you know I don't know, right? We all don't know. We weren't there. I'm just speaking on the situation as a whole, as far as for his kids. It's tough. It's a hard pill to swallow. He has 6 children, by the way. Says here they shared a photo of them and their dad. Many have judged both him and use based of accusations, conspiracy theories. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a lot. The kids do have the oldest sons are, they can take care of themselves, but they still have their grandmother, Sean Diddy Combs' mother, who is, helping watch over them. I don't know, as far as I think that, they still have money, but they've had to spend a lot in, in supporting their father. They've all gone to, courtrooms together. They've really haven't done too much stuff in the public eye, because it's just so much media press that will swarm them, and it's just, again, a tough pill to swallow. His kids, by the way, range from 2 all the way to 33. The oldest, Quincy Brown, who's actually his stepson, one of his adopted son. That's Albie Shores, R&B singer Albie Shores' son, who's the oldest, and then the youngest is 2 years old. Diddy is 55 years old, by the way, if anybody was curious. Yeah, this is a lot, but folks have always said, with all the allegations being brought against Diddy, did the oldest kids know about this? Did he keep this away from his family? Which I'm on the fence of. Yes, he did. He definitely did not uh involve the children in there. They didn't know anything about it. I really, and I hope he kept it away from his children. But a lot of folks say, hey, Diddy parties with his oldest sons, the ones that are grown. Christian Combs, the gentleman that just received the lawsuit, he's 26 years old. The oldest kids go from 26, 30, and 33. So they're grown men. They're grown men, right? So they're like, oh yeah, I think he might have done something. And look, they look up to their father. Literally, his Christian looks just like his dad, dresses like him, dances like him, went to meet like those guys. They look up to him. Not saying that they probably partake in that. We just don't know. We really don't know. This is still an ongoing investigation, but an investigation that is not looking good for a gentleman by the name of Sean Combs. Is not looking good for him. Obviously, we'll continue to follow through and keep you guys posted on that case, because this is a long-standing case that is just like, wow. I can't believe this is happening. But it is. But as I digress from this one, guys, and let me go ahead and bring up our last story. Look at us, man, going through our topics like a G. Where's my next story at here? So you guys know that song, we're going to the Y.M.C. To the Y. So, where are my notes? Here we go. So the group that actually recorded that song, Y.M.C., the group that actually recorded that song, the Village People, they were called the Village People. What is going on? Hold up. Having some technical difficulties because my iPad wants to start acting funny on me. Here we go. All right. So the Village People, who recorded that song, they're a long-standing band where it's an annoying song in my opinion, if I have to be honest. But it's a disco classic, where you have guys dressed as a Native American, like chief, a police officer, a cowboy, construction worker, a policeman. Yeah, it's an interesting band, by the way. And let me actually give you a good description of this band, because that's the only hit I know that they're known for. I didn't even know that was the name of the group, to be honest. So they're an American disco group known for their on-stage costumes and suggestive lyrics. Okay. The group's name refers to Manhattan's Greenwich Village, with its reputation as a gay village. All righty. The characters were a symbolic group of American masculinity and macho gay fantasy personas. To date, they only have one original member of that group that's still standing. They've been in existence since 1977. So in this article reported by NBC News, Village People singer defends Trump's use of the YMCA, says the song isn't a gay anthem. Says here that the YMCA singer and co-writer Victor Willis of the band Village People defended President-elect Donald Trump's use of the song recently on Facebook. Willis denied that the disco tune was intended as a gay anthem, saying he knew nothing about the Y being a hangout of gays. When he wrote the lyrics, Willis said he wrote YMCA based on what he knew about the Worldwide Youth Organization at the time, particularly the YMCA branches in the urban areas of San Francisco. When I say, and I quote, when I say hang out with all the boys, That is simply a 1970s black slang for black guys hanging out together for sports gambling or whatever. There's nothing gay about that, he said of one of the song's most notable lines. Willis said he has received more than 1,000 complaints about the use of YMCA at Trump's campaign rallies. Trump began dancing to the 1978 hit at the end of his rallies in 1992. That's when he does that little the arm pumping one. You know which one we talk about, and still does. Data suggests that the staple campaign moment drove the song up the charts and search interest and listenership soaring on election day. Athletes began mimicking Trump's dance to the disco classic on the field soon after raising questions about the presence of politics in sports. Now, Willis said he asked Trump to stop using the song because his use became a nuisance. He said Trump had obtained a political use license for the song from BMI, which enforces music performance rights, and therefore had every right to continue to use it, which he did. Let's see here. Campaign rallies. Will said he didn't have the heart to prevent him from using YMCA. He said he told his wife, who is also the band's manager, to inform BMI not to withdraw Trump's licensing to use the song. In turn, Willie said he made more money off of it. That's why he's saying this. I was reading all that, and I'm like, okay, this man gonna say, look, I could care less who outplays the song. Look, we making money, okay? And this is off of one song, a song that was written in the 70s, a song that became a hit in 78. And now the fact of the matter is Trump is known to use up those old songs. I mean, come on, look at the song Proud to Be an American by, was it Lee Greenhall, whatever his name is? You know that man's making bank off of that song, because how many times has Trump, that's Trump's new entrance music, and I'm proud to be an American. Like, that man is getting paid, and so is the Village People. So hey, I never really paid much attention to that song or the group that even sung the song. But it's interesting to hear one of the original members speak on the thought process on creating that song, and to say, hey, look, it was never supposed to be a gay anthem at all. People misconstrued and misunderstood it. But I guess it's hard to say that now after all these years. I know they've made money off of the Pride movement and performing that song and all that other stuff. So it's interesting. But just wanted to bring that last story to y'all here on today's show. Look, we're coming up at the end of our hour, my friends. But you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as on all streaming and digital platforms. Okay, our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media. Do me a favor, follow it, subscribe it, share it with a friend. I truly appreciate it. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, my friends, y'all know how I always do. Take care. God bless. Stay safe out there. I will see you next time. I'm out.